Okay, so we have two different circles here. One has a radius of 10 centimeters and the other has a diameter of 16 centimeters. So the first thing we can notice is that must be wrong dimensions here, because a circle with, doesn't look very circular form, sorry, assume it's a perfect circle. A diameter of 16 centimeters would give me a radius of 8. So here we have a circle with radius of 10 centimeters, sorry. And in the second one we have a radius of 8 centimeters. Diameter divided by 2 is the radius. And remember that. And before we even start our calculations, make sure that you've put everything in terms of radius. So we would like the perimeter or the circumference, because whenever we're talking about circles, we talk about circumference. The circumference of a circle is 2 times pi times r. So in this case, it would be 2 times 3.14 times 10, which would give us 31.4 times 2, which would be 62.8 centimeters. So that would be the perimeter of our first, the circumference of our first circle. Second one, same formula, circumference is 2 times pi times r. I think this way is easier to do it so you don't mix up perimeter and diameter. You also know that the circumference can be pi d. But if you try and keep everything in radius, in terms of radius, you don't make the mistake that you're using the diameter by mistake. So 2 times 3.14 times the radius of 8. And you can work that out. So you get 16 times 3.14. They're the perimeters, and they'll be in terms of centimeters. Then when it comes to area, we have a different formula. The area of a circle we get by the formula pi times the radius squared, multiplied by itself. So here we have 3.14 times 10 squared, which is 3.14 times 100, which is 314 centimeters squared. Important to remember when it comes to area that we have a length unit multiplied by another length unit. So what we have here is centimeters times centimeters, which will give us centimeters squared. And here, for the area of this circle, same formula, pi r squared. So we have 3.14 times 8 squared, which will give us 3.14 times 64. There's a lattice matrix of working out times multiplication. I'll give you a short introduction to here. Put your numbers 3.14 up on a matrix like this, and put the number that you'd like to multiply by, 64, down here. I don't know if you've ever seen it before, but it means that you don't have the carryovers that you have normally. I'll show you how this one works. It's actually quite cool. It makes multiplying with lots of decimals and lots of numbers actually quite easy. Build up a table like this, do a diagonal from each corner to every other corner, and then you just do 6 times 4 is 24, put the answer there. 6 times 1 is 06. 6 times 3 is 18. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 1 is 04. 4 times 3 is 12. Once you've done it like this, you then just add up all the numbers that are in this diagonal. Starting from the bottom right-hand corner, so 6, and then there's nothing to add there, so it's 6. 4 plus 4 plus 1, that'll give me 8 plus 1, 9. Nothing to carry over. 6 plus 4 will give me 10. So the 0 goes here, and my 1 carries over there to the next diagonal that I'm just about to add. When I've added this diagonal, 8, 1, 1, that gives me 10. That means the 0 goes here, and the 10 carries over to the next number. And here we get 2. Now I read this number as 2, 0, 0, 9, 6. This is going to be my answer. So I'm just reading from the top here, clockwise, anti-clockwise all the way round. Then I'm saying, okay, but I had two numbers after the decimal point up here, so I put two numbers back in the decimal point in my answer. So my exact answer to 3.14 times 64, without using a calculator, using this method, is 200.96. Let's approximate that to 201 centimeters squared, rounding off to 0 decimal places. So this is a simple example of how they could try and confuse you by giving you the radius in one circle, but by giving you the diameter in another, and asking you to compare the perimeters with the areas. And this method of lattice multiplication can be quite useful. It actually saves you time carrying over numbers.